Once upon a time, in the cozy village of Sweetwood, there was a little bakery run by a kind old lady named Grandma Rosie. Every morning, the delightful smell of fresh bread and pastries filled the air, making everyone's mouth water. Grandma Rosie had a secret. Her treats were always perfect because of a mysterious magic ingredient. Everyone in Sweetwood adored Grandma Rosie's bakery, but there was one person who was particularly curious about her magic ingredient, a little girl named Emily. Emily loved helping her mother bake cookies, but no matter how hard they tried, their cookies never tasted as good as Grandma Rosie's. One sunny afternoon, Emily gathered all her courage and walked up to Grandma Rosie's bakery. The bell above the door jingled as she entered. Grandma Rosie, with her silver hair tied up in a bun and a warm smile on her face, greeted Emily with a twinkle in her eye. "Hello, Emily. What can I do for you today?" Grandma Rosie asked kindly. Emily took a deep breath and said, "Grandma Rosie, your pastries are the best in the world. Can you please tell me what the magic ingredient is? I want to make cookies just as delicious as yours." Grandma Rosie chuckled softly. "Ah, my dear, the magic ingredient isn't something you can find in a store. But I'll tell you what, why don't you come and bake with me tomorrow? Maybe you'll discover the secret yourself." Emily was thrilled and could hardly wait. The next morning, she arrived at the bakery bright and early, eager to learn. Grandma Rosie handed her a little apron and led her to the kitchen, which was filled with jars of flour, sugar, and colorful spices. "We'll start with a simple recipe," said Grandma Rosie, handing Emily a recipe card for chocolate chip cookies. "First, we need flour, sugar, butter, eggs, and chocolate chips." Emily followed Grandma Rosie's instructions carefully, mixing the ingredients just right. As they worked, Grandma Rosie hummed a cheerful tune, and Emily couldn't help but notice how happy she seemed. When they finished, Emily asked again, "But Grandma Rosie, what about the magic ingredient? I don't see anything special in the recipe." Grandma Rosie smiled mysteriously and said, "The magic ingredient is something you add yourself. It's not in the recipe because it's in here." She gently tapped Emily's heart. Emily was puzzled, but decided to think about it as they placed the cookies in the oven. While they waited, Grandma Rosie shared stories about her own childhood and how she learned to bake from her grandmother. She spoke of the joy of sharing her treats with others and the happiness it brought. Soon the aroma of freshly baked cookies filled the bakery. When the cookies were ready, Grandma Rosie and Emily carefully took them out of the oven. Emily took a bite, and her eyes lit up. These cookies were different. They were warm, sweet, and somehow tasted even better than Grandma Rosie's usual ones. Emily gasped, "I think I understand now. The magic ingredient is love, isn't it? You bake with love, and that's what makes everything taste so wonderful." Grandma Rosie beamed and nodded. "That's right, Emily. Love and care are the most important ingredients in everything we do. When you put your heart into something, it always turns out better." From that day on, Emily baked her cookies with all her heart, and they became the best in the village, almost as good as Grandma Rosie's. She learned that the magic ingredient wasn't a secret after all. It was the simple act of baking with love and joy. And so, Emily continued to bake, sharing her treats with friends and family, always remembering the magic ingredient that Grandma Rosie had taught her. And the village of Sweetwood was filled with the delicious taste of cookies baked with love, making everyone smile just a little bit brighter. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between lush, rolling hills and a serene, shimmering lake, there lived a kind and wise king named Aramis. The kingdom of Eldoria was a peaceful land, with meadows bursting with flowers and forests echoing with the songs of birds. But amid all this beauty, there was a secret known only to a few: the existence of a hidden princess named Liana. Princess Liana had been born under a rare celestial event when the moon and stars aligned perfectly in the night sky. According to an ancient prophecy, a child born under such an event would possess great powers, destined to bring either prosperity or peril to the kingdom. To protect her from those who might seek to exploit or harm her, the king and queen decided to keep Liana hidden until the time was right. As Liana grew, she lived in a secluded, enchanted tower on the edge of the enchanted forest, with only the company of her guardian, an old and gentle sorceress named Elowin. Elowin taught Liana about the magic of the forest, the wisdom of the stars, and the mysteries of her own abilities, all while ensuring she had a happy and fulfilling childhood. Despite her isolation, Liana was not lonely. She had many friends among the forest creatures: Luna the silver fox, Thistle the wise owl, and Finn the mischievous squirrel. They would gather around her each evening as she played her lute, filling the forest with melodies that were said to heal the trees and make flowers bloom brighter. One night, as Liana sat by her window, gazing at the stars, she noticed a faint, shimmering path of light leading deep into the forest. Curiosity sparked within her heart. Elowin had always told her that when the time was right, a sign would appear, guiding her to her destiny. Believing this was her sign, Liana decided to follow the glowing path. With Luna, Thistle, and Finn by her side, Liana ventured into the forest. The air was crisp, and the moonlight bathed everything in a soft, silver glow. As they walked deeper, the path of light led them to a hidden glade where a grand, ancient tree stood. This tree, known as the Heartwood, was the source of all magic in Eldoria. Under the Heartwood's branches, a mystical being appeared, a serene, luminous spirit named Seraphina. She revealed to Liana that her powers were indeed great, but they were meant to protect and nurture the kingdom, not harm it. The time had come for Liana to embrace her destiny and return to Eldoria as its rightful princess. As Seraphina spoke, Liana felt a warm, radiant light enveloping her. She felt her powers awaken fully for the first time, filling her with a deep sense of purpose and peace. She could feel the heartbeat of the land, the whisper of the winds, and the song of the waters, all connected through her. With her new understanding and the support of her forest friends, Liana returned to the kingdom. Elowin was there to greet her, with tears of joy in her eyes. The king and queen welcomed their daughter with open arms, revealing her true identity to the kingdom. Liana's return was celebrated throughout Eldoria. Her presence brought a renewed sense of hope and prosperity to the land. She used her powers wisely, healing the sick, blessing the harvests, and ensuring that peace reigned in the kingdom. The people of Eldoria adored her, not just for her magic, but for her kindness and wisdom. And so, Princess Liana, once hidden and mysterious, became the heart and soul of Eldoria. Her laughter rang through the halls of the palace, and her songs continued to echo in the forests, bringing joy and harmony to all who heard them. Under her gentle rule, the kingdom flourished for many generations, and every night, as the stars twinkled above, Liana would tell her own children the tale of the hidden princess who followed a path of light to her destiny, reminding them that sometimes the most beautiful journeys begin in the quietest moments. And so the story ends. But the magic of the hidden princess lives on in the whispers of the wind and the songs of the forest,